Hey everyone, welcome back to Modern Leadership. I have a special guest here today. We're actually doing another live coaching session, and we have Shelly here with us. Welcome, Shelly.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and I am so happy that you're here with us because we've known Shelly for a really long time, and she is amazing at what she does. And sometimes we just need help working through certain issues or struggles that are kind of keeping us from moving forward. So ask Shelly to come on here so we can help her through whatever it is that she wants to work through and see if it relates with all of you. So, Shelly, what is something that you want to work through today?
I'm going to have to say it's my consistency in actually, it's my business, but in my health as well. Like I'm just kind of all over the place right now. And my consistency in my habits and routines has kind of gone out the window.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about that. Describe that to me.
Well, we do have a lot going on. We're selling our house and we're moving and such. So I've been getting to bed later. So I'm not getting up and doing my morning routine. So I haven't worked out in probably, I'm going to say 3 weeks, maybe
Okay.
longer. I'm kind of sporadic working on my business as well. And I have very big goals for both. So trying to get back into habits and routines is something I'm struggling with right now.
Okay. And when was the last time you had this thought of, I'm having trouble with my consistency here?
I'm going to say probably this morning because I did not set my alarm early enough to get up and work out.
Okay. So you didn't set your alarm to get up and work out. Okay.
I
And
didn't nearly give myself enough time to do that. I didn't give myself enough time to even, like I normally do a social media post every morning. And I didn't do that either because I set my alarm such that I had just enough time to get ready for work.
okay. So this morning, you didn't give yourself enough time, set your alarm to be able to work out and work on your business. Is that
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the problem with that?
I am not getting any closer to my goals if I'm not doing the actions.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I have a fairly big goal with my business. I work full time and I want to be able to retire in probably the 3 to 5 year range to be able to help people full time. I'm not actually retiring. I'm just
Mhm.
retiring from my full time job, and I want to be able to help people in the capacity of their health, wellness, and mental health full time. And if I'm not working on my business, I'm not getting any closer to the goal. And same with my health and wellness. I have a pretty big weight loss goal right now. And if I'm not doing the actions, it's not going to happen.
Okay. And are your personal goals and your business goals related?
They are because I am a health and wellness coach, I'm a nutritionist. And if I am not following the things that I want my clients to follow, that kind of has a bit of a trust issue there. That
Mm,
I need to be able to show that I'm doing the same actions that I'm asking my clients to do.
okay. So there's a couple things here, because you kind of started off with, you kind of have a story about you're not getting closer to your goals because
Mhm.
you're having some problems with consistency. But the other thing, and why I asked you if your health goals were related to your business goals, was because you're having inconsistency or issues with consistency with both. I wanted to see how those were related and really kind of showing others, um, like giving them a little bit more context.
Yeah,
So you did mention something about being able to basically model the behavior, right?
right.
So if you're not able to um, be consistent with your personal and your business goals, um, what do you feel that is showing your followers, your clients, potential clients?
That if I'm not willing to do the work, why would they be willing? And they would, like if it was me, I would go to someone that was being very consistent, and then I could work and learn from them. So it's not getting me any clients by not modeling that behavior.
Okay. So just typing this up so I
Yeah.
can kind of, you know, show you what is happening here. So, this morning you didn't give yourself enough time to, work out and focus on your health and wellness business. And the story that you're telling yourself is, if I'm not willing to do the work, I'm not going to get clients because I'm not modeling the behavior.
Mhm.
So, how does that make you feel?
It actually makes me feel frustrated with myself.
Okay. And when you felt frustrated this morning, what did you do?
Um, I didn't work on my business and I didn't work on my health. I went to the kitchen and I had a shower, then had my coffee and played some games, and then went to work. I didn't even. I was kind of beating myself up a little bit. I had a conversation with my husband about it, and just went on my day. I didn't try even attempt to do any of the work that I knew I should be doing.
Okay. And what did you keep yourself from doing?
I did not do a social media post that I normally try and do in the morning. I didn't try and do even 15 minutes of workout.
Okay. And what were some of the thoughts that you said you were kind of beating yourself up? Like,
Mhm.
describe that to me. What were some of the thoughts that were going on?
Um, I was telling myself I know better because I have been in the health and wellness industry for a really long time. And I know that in order to reach my goals, I should be doing the action, but I'm not. And I'm trying to figure out why I'm not. I feel like I'm kind of in a rat race, like a circle and chasing
Mhm.
my tail kind of thing,
Yeah.
because I'm not working out, so I'm tired.
Mhm.
Which kind of they all with the fatigue. I'm not making myself keep telling myself, okay, well, you need rest. That's why I set my alarm differently. But then I'm still not even later on in the day trying to make attempts to do it. If my morning's messed up, it seems it's messing up my whole day.
Mm.
And then I beat myself up because I know better.
Okay. So, let me bring you back to the top just so I can describe kind of how this thought process is happening and then what it's ultimately manifesting in. And
Okay.
I'll ask you that at the end. So, this morning, you didn't give yourself enough time to work on your health and wellness business and to focus on yourself, like working out.
Yeah.
And the thought that was going through your mind was, I'm not getting closer, or I'm sorry, I'm not willing to do the work. If I'm not willing to do the work, I'm not going to get any clients, right? And you felt frustrated. And the actions that you took were, you didn't work on your business, you didn't work on your health. You said you played games and then kind of went to work. You started beating yourself up, and that kind of looked like, you know, telling yourself that I know better and I should be doing these actions. And you kind of had this internal battle going on
Yeah.
of, I know what I need to be doing, but I don't know why I'm not doing it, right?
Mhm.
And then you didn't attempt to do work afterwards, or even do a social media post, or even 15 minutes of a workout. So
Mhm.
you kind of knew that maybe there was a little bit you can do at least, but you didn't do that. So what do you think you're manifesting with these?
I am manifesting that I'm not getting any closer to my goals.
Mhm. Yeah, and that was another story you had, right? Because we will have multiple stories
Yeah.
that kind of funnel into this, but I wanted to pinpoint kind of like a particular story, because that can kind of lead us in different directions. It's still kind of in like head voice
Mhm.
space,
Yeah.
right? Like you're like, man, I'm not going to get closer to my goals. And then you're thinking like, well, I should be modeling the behavior. If I'm not willing to do the work, like how am I going to help my clients? How am I going to find clients, right? So it keeps you in this cycle of
Mhm.
not moving forward, like
Yeah.
not getting closer to your goals. So they're different stories. However, this kind of seems to be related to, you feeling like, maybe this is a busy season, you're moving, there's things going on. And
Mhm.
even though you feel like, well, maybe there's a little bit I can do, you still can't get yourself to do that because you are focusing on the story of, well, if I'm not willing to do the work, I'm not getting clients. And it's kind of like we go with an all or nothing mentality in
Right.
this case,
Yeah.
because even you had some thoughts about, well, maybe I can do 15 minutes of a workout, or maybe I could do a little bit of this, right? So there's
Mhm.
always kind of like these thoughts that pop up that kind of give you a little bit of grace, where it's like, well, maybe I can do this, but then there's a pushback, right? That's that internal battle that's going on and like keeping you in the rat race, right?
Right.
So in order for you to be able to even work on like the consistency piece, right? Because there is some inconsistency here, and we all have those moments where, we're not perfect. We're not always going to be like these superstars of, like habits and sticking with our habits.
Yeah.
Um, but there are still those moments where like it peaks a little bit, where you're like, well, maybe I can do just a little bit, because sometimes it's really like the small actions that really add up.
Right.
But so kind of getting out of this like all or nothing mentality might be the way to go for you. So what I want to do is I want to see what why it is that it's important for you to be able to not only work on your business, but work on your personal health. Why is that important to you?
They both actually relate to my family, and like for my health, I want to be around for my children. They're 14 and 16, so they've got a ways to go in their life, and I want to, meet my grandchildren and such. And then for my business goals, they're also related to my family, in that I want to give them a good life and have trips and things like that covered and paid for, and have me kind of more available, because I'm working full time and have the business on the side. So
Mhm.
I want to be able to have a flexible job to be able to do things with them and such in the summertime, especially when they're off school.
Yeah. So there are things that you want to do. You want to be around for your kids,
Yeah.
right? When they get older, you want to have like a good health in order to achieve that, and then you want to give your family a good life. What
Yeah.
is a thought that you can have that can remind you of this, that will then actually drive you to take the actions that you want to take?
Hmm. I know I can make a better life for us
By
by both reaching my health goals and my business goals, and being able to do the things that we want to do.
What's one particular thing you would want to do?
We as a family want to travel to some place once a year, like an all-inclusive destination, something like that, or Europe. And in order to be able to do these things, I need to be in good health. There's a lot of walking and such in the places that we want to go, and I want to be able to afford it. So travel is definitely something that is on our radar.
Okay. So what I wrote here, and you can tell me what you think and try it on for size.
Okay.
Because sometimes, the thoughts that we want to elevate, we really truly want it to come from ourselves, right? And we want to truly believe it, because when we truly believe it, then we can take the actions that align
Right.
with that belief. If
Okay.
we don't really believe it, then it's going to be really hard to be able to align that, right? It's going to
Right.
be more forced action or misaligned action. So I wrote here, I know I can make a better life by reaching my health and business goals to be able to travel with my family. How
Yeah.
does that make you feel?
That actually brings me some excitement that I'm able to provide that
Hmm.
and have the kids look forward to a trip every year. We took them on a trip a few years ago, and they still talk about it to this day, like having those experiences with them. It just makes brings me a lot of joy.
Hmm. Yeah, so you already have this experience where you know what it's like and you know how it feels to
Yeah.
be able to provide that. So, the next time this happens where, we won't change the facts. There's going to be a day where you don't give yourself enough time to be able to do some of your health and fitness activities or work on your business.
Yeah.
But I want you to think about this particular story that you have now. And this will be a reminder of what you can do when these moments happen again. So, like we said, I know I can make a better life by reaching my health and business goals to be able to travel with my family.
Yeah.
And that makes you feel excited. So, when
Mhm.
you're feeling excited, what are some of the actions that you take given that the facts haven't changed?
When I'm coming from a place of excitement and joy, I look forward to working on my business, and I actually look forward to working out and things like that, because I know that I can get to my end result by taking those actions. And it makes me excited to know that at the end, I'm going to be able to take the kids on a really good trip.
Hmm. And what else would you be doing? So you'll be thinking, okay, I'm going to be looking forward to actually doing the work
Yeah.
and the exercise, even if there's not a lot of time,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
what is some specific things that you can do, which you kind of talked about when we were going through the initial
Mhm.
story, right? The initial like head voices where you're like, oh, I can at least do 15 minutes of
Mhm.
exercise, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think that would be part of the activities that you do?
Yeah, like when I get up in the morning, no matter what time it is, there's specific activities that I was doing, and I will be getting back to that. Like I'll make sure my social media post, it doesn't have to be a long one. If I don't have a lot of time, it can be a short one. Um, Going down to my gym and at least doing some stretching if I'm short on time, but really coming up with what I'm going to be doing, and when I do my weekly planning, making sure that I'm incorporating those activities into my week.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's gonna be super important. Okay, so what do you think you're gonna stop yourself from doing when you're feeling excited?
I will not beat myself up when I'm excited.
Yeah.
I will just be in a better head place to move forward with the activities that I need to do, like connecting with people and just, coming up with better energy when I'm on social media and things like that.
Yeah, you'll be showing up with different energy and attracting people because
Right.
we know
Yeah.
that energy is really important.
Mhm.
So what are some of the thoughts that you might have with this kind of different thought process?
I will actually believe what I write down every morning when I say I can make a difference in mine and others' lives. I write that down every morning, and I will actually believe that I can.
Believe your affirmations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's walk through this. So the facts haven't changed, right? You'll still have those moments where, you won't have enough time to do some of the things that you need to do for your business and for your health, but your new story will be I know I can make a better life by reaching my health and business goals to be able to travel with my family.
Yeah.
And that makes you feel excited. And when you're feeling excited, you look forward to actually working on your business and exercising. You'll make sure you have some type of social media posts. You'll do at least some stretching for your health. You'll do weekly planning so
Mhm.
that when things come up like this, you actually have something that you won't have to scramble, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um, you're not going to beat yourself up. you'll be in better headspace, and you'll also, want to connect with people and actually believe your affirmations that you do every day.
Yeah.
So with all of that, what do you think you'll be manifesting?
I think I would manifest growth in my business and getting closer to my health goals.
Yeah, because like we said at the very beginning, they're related.
Yeah.
Right. So a growth in your business and improvement in your health, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with all of this, how do you feel now?
Talking through it just kind of gives me that excitement that I can do this and I just need to plan out and take action.
Mhm.
It makes me
So
feel good that I, talked about it.
yeah, and it is really helpful to say things out loud
Yeah.
because most of the time we're just talking in our head,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And we're trying to kind of do two things at once. First, we're trying to figure out how to find a solution for our problem.
Hmm.
And also, we're kind of beating ourselves up and kind of talking ourselves out of doing things. So it's kind of like that saying goes, where you can't, find a solution for your problems when your actual mind is what created the problem.
Right. Yeah.
So this is why it's so important to have someone else, or you to be able to say things out loud, but to have a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because I am not Shelly, so I'm looking from a bird's eye view of what
Right.
I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, what I see going on. So, you do this for your clients as well,
Yeah.
right? You not only help with health and nutrition, but you're also a life coach,
Yeah.
an advanced life coach. So you can provide this to other people as well. So you understand how our minds work and how it plays games with us.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's not it, it's there to protect us, right?
Yeah.
Because, this the things that you're doing and the frustration that you're feeling is just because there's different things that maybe we fear, or
Mhm.
it's too hard, and our mind just really wants to make things easier, and
Yeah.
sometimes it thinks that not doing things and
Yeah.
keeping yourself from going outside of your comfort zone is easier and safer,
Mhm.
right? But we're not doing any of that. Like we want to reach big goals,
Mhm. Yeah.
doing having a better life for your family and being able to travel with them is big, but it's
Mhm.
also scary because there's work to be done.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I hope that was helpful for
It
you to kind of
definitely was, because
reframe.
even as a life coach, knowing how the brain works and stuff, we still beat each other or beat ourselves up. And sometimes I think it's even worse because that voice was saying, better, but I felt kind of stuck still.
Yeah, and what do you think is the benefit to say, well, I should do this, or I know better, I should be doing this, right? There really isn't a benefit
No, there really
to
isn't.
that.
Yeah.
And you're right, we can sometimes be our worst enemies. And even though we know what's going on, we're human.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen anyways. It's just about how long are you going to stay in that,
Yeah.
right? Because
For
you
sure.
mentioned, there's like this internal battle. It's like a rat race. Well,
Yeah.
how long do you want to stay in that,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's about becoming aware of
Hmm.
what we're doing and then choosing not to continue to go down that path, right?
Yeah.
Choosing
Sure.
to focus on, a goal and a desire to be
Hmm.
able to provide this for your family. And then we just have to figure out, like, okay, well, what's the best way to do that? Focus on that story, but also, like, what is that story going to manifest in? And
Yeah.
it'll manifest into what it is that you want, instead of your old story of questioning whether you can do things and,
Mhm.
feeling down and beating yourself up about
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm glad that was helpful, Shelly.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing all of the great stuff that you're doing. And I'm super excited for you to be able to hold on to this story and, get back on track, but then also give yourself grace when, that doesn't happen, right? Because we're
Right.
humans. So thank you so much, Shelly.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for joining us again. And I would love to hear what you guys thought, if you related to this particular struggle, or if there's something else that you feel like you're struggling with, as far as your health, your family, or your business. I'd love to hear it in the comments below. But thank you so much for being here, Shelly. Again, thank you, and I hope everyone has a great day.